Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today I am trying something completely out of my comfort zone, completely different as well. Welcome to this sort of like podcast slash interview series where I get creators on a podcast, you know, simple stuff, and I ask them about Wuthering Waves. And I'm calling it the Echo Chamber. Now, of course, you know, you guys can go, ooh, in the comments about that name. I think it's a really good name, and if you don't like it, then, well, deal with it. So what I'm going to do for these is either I'm going to talk myself if I'm lonely, or I manage to get a content creator on, going to ask them questions about Wuthering Waves, stuff like that. In the future, I might do like community questions. So if you guys want to, you know, submit some questions, if I announce like I'm going to be doing it to someone, you want to ask them questions about, you know, something relevant, then just, you know, keep an eye out for that. But today's guest for the debut podcast is none other than AleXXor, so take it away.
Welcome, and thank you for having me. Yes, my name is AleXXor. You can also call me Alex. I've been actually asked which one is correct. Obviously, Alex is my actual name. And yeah, thank you for having me. It's also quite the honor because I literally just started Wuwa 2 months ago, right? I mean, I did catch up yesterday, actually. I now have no main quest left in my quest line, which is weird, but yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being on, and just a personal congratulations for me for completing the story, because, you know, a lot of people that start the game, they do not get to finish the story in time for, you know, something big, you know, 3.5 coming. So it was a really good time to sort of finish the story now, because as soon as you finished it, it's 3.5 hype train stuff. So yeah, I think you finished it at a really good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this was actually kind of a funny coincidence that it was also my 50th stream for Wuwa. Exactly 50 streams and 400 hours, and now it also right before 3.5, so it kind of just all aligned.
Brilliant,
right?
How many notes approximately, or words rather?
I can't count it. Like the app I use, it doesn't, if I use subpages, it doesn't tell me the exact numbers, but I was sort of using AI a little bit. It's about 150,000 words, something like that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it grew a little bit. Yeah, initially I had like 10K, and it really only started like with very simple notes, right? But then I started like virtually noticing or like noting down everything that came to mind, and then it exploded a bit.
Yeah, when that happens, when you go through the story, you know, when you get more into it, you notice these little details. And I mean, I guess, you know, the developers do just put these details in the story because, you know, they're building something. But 150,000 words, you're like building the Great Library of Alexandria for Wuthering Waves. That's really mental.
Yeah, it became a lot more than I actually had intended for it. But it's all right. It's fine. People really like it. And this is also what I like about this album I'm using there, because I can just share it with people. It's not just, it was really just intended for me initially, because the reason I did it was really just because I wanted to remember all these things, because I noticed pretty quickly that it's a very vast story with many characters. So it was like, I really gotta, when I come back in like half a year, I want to know what happened there.
Yeah, and it's smart, like, to be honest. It really is, because as a, you know, a day one player, I cannot remember what happened. Well, I could not remember what happened in like 1.x until I actually redid it on another account. So, you know, having all those notes is really good just for, you know, the community to call back to as well, because, you know, some people might be in my shoes with that. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure you have it in the description of all your streams, right? Like the link.
Yeah, it's literally everywhere, because people keep asking, so I put it everywhere. It's, you're going to find it.
Plaster it, yeah. I mean, to be honest, if you can send me that, well, you don't need to send me the link. I'll grab it. I'll put it in the description of this video as well. So for anyone watching, you can have a look at the notes if you haven't already. Although that shit's been passed around so much nowadays.
I think so too. Yeah.
So yeah. So we have a few questions today. Obviously, you are pretty much brand new to Wuthering Waves. Brand new, relatively, right? It's been, well, from what I've seen outside, a great experience. And just before we get into sort of the questions, I just want to say what your sort of general impression is just of the game as a whole. You know, surprise question.
Surprise question, yeah. It is indeed. Yeah, it's also interesting because it's not just... this is also my very first gacha game I ever played.
Same.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of I played Nikkei for like 1 hour on the phone, and then my phone died, and I just never picked it up ever again. Even though it's apparently a good game, so maybe we do it at some point.
I've heard.
But this was a very interesting experience because I'm just used to the regular games, as you like know, right? The classic ones. And so a gacha game was completely different for me. And the impression I got from the game was really, this is actually just a AAA game. It's not really a gacha game in that sense for me. That's just like a Guna game, like people say it, right? I think this is a full-fledged AAA game. It has literally everything, like from the writing to the music to the graphics and the gameplay. Like everything is taken care of on such a deep, detailed level. So it really, really insanely surprised me what was in this game, because I really got into it thinking I was just gonna play a little bit of like checking out some hardies and just. Initially I thought I was just gonna play 2 or 3 streams, then I play something else again. Then I got completely hooked on it, and that's what it is now.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned in the segment that you filmed for me with the I think it was the second anniversary special video that I did, that you said you came for the waifus, but you stayed for the story. Exactly. And I saw one of your shorts as well, like you came for the boobs, but you became a better father.
Yes.
So
yes, indeed.
I mean, that's just how AAA games work. I mean, you know, a lot of people will say that the game isn't AAA in some aspects, but you look at it compared to its competition in this space, and you think, well, there's not really any contest here. So where do we actually go? Like, if the AAA space doesn't want Wuthering Waves, but the gacha space doesn't either, it's in this like weird sort of own bubble. So would it be, I mean, to be honest, I think it is a AAA game, but I don't know where sort of these two communities would agree. Where do you actually put Wuthering Waves? And maybe a double A game, double and a half A game, something like that.
You can also make it a quadruple A game if you want, right?
Oh.
But this has a bad connotation to it. I know that's
yeah.
No, but like the key thing for me is, I said after 2.7, I said that this is now the best game I've ever played, and I truly mean this. And before that, it was Expedition 33, and I know this triggers a lot of people. What do you mean a gacha game is better than Expedition 33? Blah blah blah. But I'm like, I usually judge the games that I put sort of in my highest ranking and by what they make me feel.
Yeah, I agree.
And Expedition 33 obviously had a lot of emotions, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that it's all just tears and crying, even though that's obviously also, as you know, pretty big in Wuwa. But just generally, one thing I always use, and I also said the same about Stellar Blade, is that it's just a very pleasant thing to be in the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of this is due to the music, but it's also just the areas, how they are designed. Not necessarily the graphics, just that they are very creative and beautifully looking, and they put a lot of effort in the details and the characters. And it's just very pleasant to be in the game. And it was the same with Stellar Blade for me, where I said this. And also Expedition 33, which has a lot of very great areas. And this for me is also always where I think this is what makes a great game, if you just enjoy it. Because games, after all, to me are, I don't really think they are escapism, but they are something that you just can sort of forget the bad things of your daily life for a few hours and just enjoy yourself and enjoy your time. And the game really has to give me this, even if it means I will cry or will have a PTSD from some songs, for example. But it's still just something that is different from the real world. And I think this is very important, and Wuwa does this very well. So I think AAA to me always was sort of the quality they put in a game, which is, for example, the gameplay, the graphics, the music, and the story. And this is what Wuwa all has. And so I think, I mean, it also has the funding, obviously, because we all pay for it. And I like doing that because at least I get it back from the game. But
exactly,
I would definitely put it in AAA. But I do know that, and I've noticed this also on Twitter, a lot of people, when I talk about Wuwa, they're like, go away with this gacha slop. And like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm sorry you miss out on that. But what can I do? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it is their loss at the end of the day. And gacha slop is, I mean, people put slop on everything nowadays. You know, like they literally, if anything is trending, they just put slop on the end of it and just call it a day. But
I saw that meme that Wuwa is like tragedy slop or quality slop or all these things. Like, what does that even mean, quality slop? What does that mean even?
Yeah, emotion slop, tragedy slop, obviously. quality slop. I have a hard time saying that. I keep saying quality swap for some reason.
Swap, yeah.
I mean, to be honest, those are such like brainless terms to use.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think the word that you use there, gacha slop, people using that word gacha slop is such a closed mindset, because
it is.
It's not just Wuthering Waves. I mean, I've only been in the gacha space for 2 years, because I came in with Wuthering Waves, so I'm like you,
nice.
but as a day one player basically.
Yeah.
And I viewed gacha games from the outside as like, you know, go touch grass type of games, right? Genshin Impact was like the big thing, right? It was the people that don't shower, they don't do anything apart from just play Genshin Impact before the term gooning was mainstream. Yeah. And I viewed gacha games as that, but I just got into Wuthering Waves, and it just changed my perception entirely. And again, that's what these gacha slop haters, that's what they are lacking. They need a bit of an open mind. But to be honest, we can't force them. It is their loss at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, as you mentioned earlier, right, it's all about immersion. And I think Wuthering Waves does such a good job of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been doing a better job of that, more recently. I mean, the step up between 1.x and 2.0, like, I could just feel the immersion difference. The immersion was still there in 1.x, but like Renacita, when you got there, you were just into it. It felt like you were just in like a fantasy version of Venice. It was absolutely spectacular. It really was.
Oh, I agree. And one thing I wanted to add to this is because someone actually sent a clip from myself back to me not too long ago, because when the Game Awards happened, and Wuwa won the Player's Choice, I think was right?
It was,
yeah. Because I remember when I was watching this, or like on stream, and then I think I was talking shit, something like, "Oh, this certainly didn't happen because people were incentivized with in-game currency or something." And they're like, "Oh, how do you feel now? This aged like milk?" I'm like, "Yes, it actually did age like milk."
To be honest, I didn't expect it to win Player's Voice, because when you had the bigger community, aka Genshin, up against it, you think, well, surely Genshin would win, right? But no, and then when Wuwa won, it's like, oh, they bought it with rewards. But the thing is, obviously, as an insider, we were protesting like, well, no, we're not being given anything for winning it. We're not being promised anything. But so many people were like, oh, no, you're going to get something for winning it. That's why you got incentives, but we were never promised. And that's actually very funny that you've got a clip sent back to you. But, I mean, hey, you've seen the light now. You've been converted, to put it in a way, I suppose.
But that also made me realize that very thing, because I was thinking the same before I started Wuwa. I was like, oh, this is just going to be some Bruno game, right? And there is nothing really to it. So I understand the people who say this to an extent, but I'm also from the other side where I actually went out and tried it. So this is also why I say to these people, at least try it. It's a free game.
Yeah.
Play it for a few hours, see if you like it or not. But mind that bias is a strong drug, isn't it? So,
no, bias is rife in gaming nowadays, obviously, and it is their loss at the end of the day. But back to the topics at hand now.
Yes,
I have 14 and maybe a bit more questions to ask you. Obviously, you've seen them, of course, so I'm not going to be giving many surprises. I might ask like a few sub questions. But obviously, as we all know, I mentioned earlier in the video that you said that you came for the waifus, so I want to revisit that. Who is your favorite waifu since you came for them?
I saw this question and thought it was kind of rude. Why do you make me choose between all my wives? No, but well, it's really tough to choose one. But because I know that someone will be saying, "What if I don't say Chun-Li, then what happened to Chun-Li?" Because she was the first 5-star I pulled. Instead of Shorekeeper, people were very weirded out by this. I was like, no, waifu over meta. Because I didn't play 1.3 at the time.
Yeah.
But I think actually, after all, I think I must have to say it's Yang Yang still.
Yang Yang. Whoa, that's very topical, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But also before 3.5 came around, I always said also to chat, I was like, I really liked when I first got into the game that Yang Yang was, and people actually hate that because she's Yap Yap, right? But I actually really like her voice found it so soothing when she was talking to me. Like,
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed this. She's this sort of kind, compassionate, and gentle being, and I really loved that. She was like caring for us, and I really enjoyed that. And this is where I really loved her. I also said many times, I just wish she would be more meta as 4-star, right? Because I really wanted to play her more, but it just didn't really do much.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
I kind of echoed that as well. Because obviously I mentioned that I had to replay the stories to sort of get my bearings again. And I was saying during the stream, like, guys, I really miss Yang Yang. I really needed to come back with, you know, the new voice direction, with the new sort of things that Wuthering Waves has got going on. Imagine Yang Yang like reborn, and then lo and behold, she will be. So
yeah, exactly.
It's kind of poetic actually, but yeah, she is like the OG,
exactly.
Like, before Shorekeeper, before you know Changli, before anybody, it's definitely Yang Yang. But if I want to input my own 2 cents, I would probably have to say my favorite is Frolova.
Oh,
surprise!
Surprise, yeah. Well, not surprised. I had many people that were talking shit on me when I was talking shit about her.
I mean, to be honest, right? I was obviously I was around when 2.5 story dropped, and a lot of people were like, "Well, no, Rover's in the right. No, Frilova's in the right."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god, this is great because the story doing this is brilliant.
Yeah.
A story that divides the player base. I love it for the right reasons, anyways."
Yeah. No, I actually pulled her. I still have her, and she's level 90. I pretty much maxed her out, and I do enjoy playing her. It's a great character also. But yeah, it was very divisive when we played through 2.5. But that's, as you say, it's very great. I really like this, and I really liked her story. Very tragic backstory, obviously. Very, very tragic. And I actually hope that she's coming back at some point, and maybe has her redemption arc or something. I don't know, or maybe it's get worse. Who knows? But I kind of want to see her again because I really liked her as a character.
Yeah, it's weird because obviously you get led to think that she kind of like pseudo died in 2.5.
Yeah.
Because obviously in gacha games, I know some gacha games are just, they're not scared of showing characters dying, but some gachas, obviously like the bigger ones, they just have characters that don't die, or like you can't show them die. They can sort of like pseudo die, as I think that Denia basically has, right? Because she's basically she's all but dead, right? They can bring her back because I guess that's part of, maybe the characters, I don't know. So they pseudo killed off Frolova. But I just loved her ever since 1.0. As soon as I saw her, I'm like, I'm pulling her.
Did she not come back in the end of 2.7?
She did, yeah. She came back in 2.7 and I was just like, why is she back? And then
because,
I think in the end of 2.7, they talked about, I think it was the Grand Architect telling her.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
They kind of hinted to why she came back, but ultimately it wasn't like explicitly explained. I would have liked that to be more explained, but I mean, she clearly does not like the Fractured. She doesn't care. Obviously, her and Christopher, she did not give a shit about what Christopher was doing.
Yeah, that's the meme, right? I don't care for your taste. That's such a great meme. It's still an emote, by the way, my set also. I really like. No, but you actually brought up a good point there, because I really liked that she quote unquote died in that sonorous field that she was sort of stuck in, because I think it was sort of the best solution for everyone involved. And I personally think it would be good if characters could die off, because that gives actually more stakes to it, right? If people can actually die, because if it's just not going to die anyway because you can pull her, right? She's waifu, then that's kind of takes away the stakes when they are in danger or anything. And I don't like this. I personally would like if they could actually die, because
I mean, as long as they don't do it too much, because I feel like there is
of course,
too
I don't want
much
to kill off all of them. But especially because she is the villain after all, right? Or part of them.
Yeah, definitely.
So it makes sense. I wanted to also add something, because at the end, was it of 3.3, I think? Like very recently, the Grand Architect also said that he's gonna go visit Frolova now, right?
Oh,
it was very recently.
Yeah, she was mentioned when she was on like that conference call in the classroom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think we're gonna see her again. I'm pretty sure that her story isn't fully told yet, I don't think.
No, she has unfinished business with the Fractidus, I'd say. Like, she needs to get one back on them, because to be honest, that meteor, it was never really said, right? What caused the meteor? Was it just a natural accident, or was it the Grand Architect, you know, that's lived
At this
for
point,
many years?
Yeah, at this point, it could have been the GA. Who knows? Just so she joins him. You know?
I mean, it's not ruled out at all. I mean, the guys. Well, we don't know if it's a he or she. I refer to the Grand Architect as more like an it, because its true form is so far gone that you can't really determine. What it actually is. It's like an entity almost. But obviously, we were told that the Grand Architect's like the mimicry, the frequency mimicry, is not even its main forte. So
yeah, exactly.
Could it also like detect, you know, resonators that aren't, you know, have not had their awakenings yet? Could it have seen that Frolova was like, okay, this one's vulnerable, let's get them. Let's send a meteor down to their village and kill everyone.
That would actually be pretty sick if they did that.
I mean, it would make sense. It would also give Frolova sort of that vindication as well. Like, oh, you're the one who did it, so I now have sort of like this target, right?
Exactly, yeah. I still, like, I don't know. I mean, what I've learned after 3.1 is that Kuro is absolutely willing to go against the grain of what is established, like with gacha, because Amy was the very first daughter, I've been told, in any gacha game.
Yeah.
And so I could totally see them also going a completely different way with Frolova, that she is, that she can redeem herself through that, for example, or that she actually will die, or someone else completely dies or something like that. So this is, but also what I like a lot, if everything is sort of open for Kuro, they can literally do anything, and this is sort of, it's great because then the stakes are high and you actually are, what's going to happen, you don't know, right?
Yeah, that's
really
true.
like that.
Because I think 2.5 was sort of the first time that we got given like a pseudo death, and a lot of people at the time were thinking, well, I mean, Rover and Frolova, you know, she's just like another wife to be collected sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then they had this sort of uneasy alliance. I often liken it to Star Wars Rebels when Zeb and Agent Callus were stuck on this frozen planet, and they had to work together even though Agent Callus killed all of Zeb's species.
Isn't that also what Frolova said in the very beginning of the quest, that she would rather do it herself, but she needs his help or something like that?
Yeah, they were basically forced into becoming allies. So it was like, it was, you know, forced upon them in a way. And I liked that because that's what I wanted. I didn't want them to just become buddies. I wanted there to be tension. I wanted, you know, a villain to be treated like a villain, even though she's not really a quote-unquote like evil villain. She's like more of like an anti-villain sort of thing, you know, like a wounded type.
Yes.
That's just, you know, vulnerable, but also, you know, a bit lost in the head, so to speak. But
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I did think they handled her the best way, which is why ultimately she's still my favorite. Even though so many have come after, she's still my favorite.
Yeah, no, I totally understand this. As I said, I really like the story as well.
Yeah. Question number two. So, just a general one now. How has your overall experience been leading up to this point? So, you know, this podcast basically. So, like, overall, like, community, story. Obviously, we touched on the story already, but just like the community, the story, you know, how things have been just in the space.
I'm just very positively surprised, honestly. Everyone is so nice and so welcoming. Even though from the very beginning, everyone said Johnny well, and I didn't know what it meant, right? I think that's sort of the meme at this point.
Yeah, it is.
And I did it myself for the first time today. I told someone to journey well because they were starting new. No, it was very beautiful because before I started streaming Wuwa, I had like usually about 20 viewers. Like I was like nowhere with my channel at all. I mean, I think I had about 5k subs because I was doing a lot over the years. It's actually an old channel.
Yeah.
But so there was no traction whatsoever, right? And then I was like, you know what? I was actually in the middle of Mass Effect 3, and I was like, nah, let's just start Wuwa because I just was feeling like it. And then already on the first stream, very much the first one with like Yang Yang in the Gorgeous of Spirits and Jinjo, right? Where a lot of people were coming in. It was like, I think it was like 50 or something, which was already great for me. I was like, what the hell is going on? This game is so popular. Yeah. Already people are coming in. And then everyone was so welcoming and so hyped to just watch me take way too many notes. And it was just beautiful. And then also like that we have even the VAs streaming themselves, right? Like Amanda was in my chat a lot.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I think I saw a shot of that. That's brilliant.
Yeah, she was like I think she was in my stream like 3 times. And also rated me once or twice, I don't know. And then I sent it back, of course. I'm like, what, the VA is playing this and rating people and being in the community that involved, right? And she's not the only one, obviously. It's like, what the hell is this community? How is everyone so nice? That was just confusing to me, right? And that was crazy. Everyone was so welcoming, and it has been that ever since. So that didn't change at all. I really haven't had any issues. Even with the spoilers, most people were really holding back.
Yeah.
Which also surprised me, right? I mean, of course, there were a bunch of people that the mods had to take care of, but because I streamed every single quest, even the big ones like 3.1, and I didn't get spoiled, which is kind of crazy. Even on Twitter, I guess it was already too late for that. Because I was very much spoiled on the AleXXor collab, but that was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just beautiful, really. I can't really say anything else. It was just so amazing. Everyone is so nice. It was surprising to me. Positively surprising.
That's honestly great to hear. That is really good.
Yeah.
Especially when, you know, communities get accused of being toxic, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's good to hear, you know, someone has basically been brought in, per se, by the community and just say that they've been treated so well. So there you go, guys. There you go.
Well done, yeah.
You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So many people also that told me, thank God you're just playing the game and not being into tribalism and whatnot. And I'm like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I'm just playing this game. I don't know what's happened. But everyone was so nice. And,
you will find a lot of tribalism in the community, though. I mean, me included.
I have seen some of it, and it's fine, right? I get it. Everyone has their favorite game. That's totally fine by me. I just don't see why you would then try to go to the other game and talk shit on it. If you don't like it, just don't play it. I mean, I just don't understand that, really. But I guess it's a sunk cost fallacy at some point.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, it's people. It's weird because there's this sort of dichotomy, right? There is the outside noise. Obviously, I'm not sure how well caught up you are. Well, not caught up, but like how well in the know you are. But like, obviously, you know, the Hoyoverse players that say Wuwa's bad, Wuwa community bad, spreading misinformation. Some just, by all means, some just like to play their own games and stay that way, not saying all of them are. And then the Wuwa community, there are obviously bad apples in every community. But for the most part, as you've said, it's been all love. And it's the exact opposite of what the outside noise is saying it is. So, and that's what I do on my channel, basically, for all those that are actually new. I just try and disprove misinformation because, I mean, I don't know how much you scroll on Twitter, but if you scroll too much, you start to see some crazy stuff being spouted. And I guess that's where I come in. I think it's a bit of a crap niche, which is ultimately why I'm trying to do this stuff. Sort of bring the community together a bit more, you know, like clean up the place and then also add some flowers.
Oh, absolutely. No, you bring up a good point because I have seen it, of course, on Twitter, right? I saw someone, I think he was posting of the rain scene. I think it was written Cedar, right? And was saying how great it looks and all that. And then I made the mistake and click on the tweet and read the comments, and it was just complete hatred. I was like, why are you guys all so mad? Why is everyone mad? I was just confused. I was like, all right, enough Twitter for today.
And that's the thing, you'll never know why they're mad. You'll never know.
Yeah. There was no reason. They were just saying weird stuff that didn't even make sense. I don't know. It was just weird to me.
It's so weird. Like, obviously, we talk about the podcast being an echo chamber. They've got their own, and
of course, yeah.
That's just it, isn't it? It's just two echo chambers colliding, really.
No, but I'm just thinking, like, blazing your own game is totally fine if you like really enjoyed like the game you're playing and whatnot. That's fine, right? And we all do it, but actively going out of your way to go into another community to talk shit, that's just weird to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, like there's so much, like your time on this planet is limited, right? Why would you do that with something like that? That just doesn't make sense to me.
And then to talk shit and then spread misinformation on top of that as well.
Yeah, that
get things wrong, like have baseless claims for no reason. Yeah. But let's not get into that. Let's not.
Yeah.
Question number 3. Now we're starting on the stories, as we all know. 150,000 notes. So you've got notes to back it up. So I'm expecting long reasons now. Favorite 1.x main story and why?
Yeah, that's a rough one because we kind of have to split it up, I guess, because usually everyone says it's 1.3, obviously, right? Because of Shorekeeper. And And I get this because Shorekeeper's Quest was sort of the first where you could tell that this game is different.
Yeah,
I think
definitely. Yeah.
This was really because they really went out of the way to make it a crazy experience. And I remember after 1.3, I was like, "What the hell is here going on?" And this is where I noticed that this is really something special. This game. But where it really started to pull on for me, like I'm one of the guys who really like 1.0. I really liked it because it was a lot of world building. It was very slow, but I really liked it because I had a lot of notes to take. I really enjoyed it. There was so much world building. What is happening with what are resonators? What is the lament? All these things were explained there, at least in part. And I also really liked the ending when we were fighting the Ovaries, as I like to call him, right? Overfrax, together with General Gian. I really liked that. That was very cool. And I really enjoyed that. But of course, it wasn't obviously the same level of presentation as 1.3 was. And Shorekeeper obviously was just... Also because I do play the piano myself, so obviously Shorekeeper's Quest was hitting all the right spots.
Hitting all the notes, you could say.
Oh, the notes, that was a good one. Yeah, like that. But the one that really stuck out for me mostly, I think, is probably 1.2 because I couldn't play it. I actually had to read up what 1.2 actually was, what the story was, because it was very interesting to me. Zhengli Yao was his name, right? I think. Might have butchered it. I don't know. Because if I remember correctly, he was talking about artificial resonators, if I remember correctly, or something like that, or with objects. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was. So the law was going deeper into how resonators work and how the resonance itself works, and I was like, why can't I play this? What the hell? I really wanted to know what's going on here.
I have actually got... The thing is, because it's been so long, I was actually gaslit into thinking that there was no 1.2 main story. But I could swear I remember, like, going up to there's a tree, but there was a tree, and you go up to meet Zhang Liao, and you talk about something. That's all I remember from 1.2, and I just knew there was. And I don't know why it's not permanent, because, like, artificial resonators sounds pretty important for like something like New Federation, right? Like that sounds pretty important. I mean, we're getting artificial Threnodian resonators, so what about that? Like, that story would probably be quite relevant for like Denia and stuff like that, right? You'd think. So I don't know why it's not permanent. I think it's a bit of a silly move, but I think the reason why it is actually is because the story basically segued into the Moon Chasing Festival event, which was like the Lunar New Year event, and that was not permanent. So it was like, well, if it segues into that event, then it probably should just go with the event as well, unfortunately.
I actually was just reading up in the background here what it actually was about. He was saying he was trying to create a perfect artificial resonance system that removes emotional interference. Because he thought that emotions are the root of instability in the resonators. I was like, this is a very cool topic, like with what emotions, what they play for a role in the whole resonance thing, and how you can put this up artificially and all that.
That is very relevant for Denia, considering the Grand Architect would love to get their hands on that.
Yeah, but then I couldn't play it, so I was like, what the hell?
Well, at least you got the notes.
I looked it up then from someone who, like, I think there was also a video, someone had it from the playthrough.
Yeah, I'm sure there's many playthroughs.
At least
online,
that.
thankfully.
But to answer your question, I think obviously 1.3 is easily the best quest in 1.x. But I really liked 1.1, Pinchy's story. It was really good, and with Jue, because this is where obviously we got our first title, the Lord Arbiter, right? And that was just so cool. I remember when Jue called him the Lord Arbiter, and that he or her, right, is actually that Rover is actually the one giving the orders to that divine being or ethereal being, whatever you want to call it. I was like, what the hell? Who is this main character? That's so cool. I think 1.1 is probably the one that really sort of sent me on, and then because of the implications of who Rover is. But obviously, presentation-wise, 1.3 was definitely the best.
It's actually really interesting because obviously in 1.0, Sentinel, Jue, right? You get told about them. You get told Jue is like this deity, right? You can barely see the magistrate. Never mind seeing the Sentinel. Yeah. So it's like this almost like this god that you can barely see, right? You look at the statue and the god of the spirits, and then you're like, oh my god. And then it gets revealed at the end of 1.1 that you're actually the creator of the god. It's it's such a huge sort of shift in a way. We're like, oh crap, okay, well the dynamics just changed entirely. And then in 3.1, you get told that you're just a missionary. That's all you are. So
I flipped it again,
it has like flipped twice now. You've gone from like this guy that's basically like could be the god of this world to like the guy that's just a guy, you know, a foot soldier for I think it's the hair civilization or something like that. It's like
hair civilization,
yeah,
HA something.
Like you're a foot soldier for them. Well, Rover is, and it's so interesting. It really is.
Well, I mean, that's the question, right? We don't know exactly what kind of rank he has in that. He's just not allowed to come back. But I'm so curious about what that entails. But I mean, even as a foot soldier of that civilization, he's still a god in our human terms, right? With his powers. So it's just, I hope we go to his home planet at some point, maybe in 5.x or something.
You'd hope so. Obviously, they'd have to get rid of the etheric sea.
I'm sure that's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure we're gonna go into space at some point.
Yeah. What my personal sort of like fanfic or like fan sort of thing, not a fanfic because you know makes it sound sexual, but like a little fan theory is that Rover is a clone, and there are multiple Rovers across the universe, all dealing with like localized laments, which would also canonize male and female Rover existing in the same universe.
True.
So that's like my little sort of fan theory there.
I like that. That's cool.
Because he would literally just go back to his own civilization. It's like, oh my god, that's me. Wait, that's me there as well. And there's so many Rovers. It'd be like such a big sort of like reality check that you are one of a million. Not one in a million.
The plot from Legend with Tom Cruise, where he has this white spaceship where he has to take care of. I don't know, but he's basically at the end of the game, at the end of the movie, we learn that he is one of many clones that all have to do the same thing in their respective areas, and they are being controlled by these higher beings in that space station or whatnot, which are aliens that are trying to use the Earth for their resources and whatnot.
Oblivion?
Oblivion, thank you.
There
exactly.
You go, I was searching it up while you were describing it.
yeah, I thought so. No, but there's some cool theories for sure. One in chat also, that was a cool theory. He said, what if at some point, what if the GA, what's the GA? I don't know. He said something that he will eventually face the other gender of Robo in the game. So like if you choose male Robo, you eventually face female Robo as being your counterpart. You have to fight like a GA for or something.
Oh,
I thought that was a very interesting.
So you're saying that like this theory is saying that the Grand Architect would sort of like shift into female Rover if you're playing male Rover.
Yeah, or he said that yeah, exactly. Or that the Grand Architect is actually the sibling and is just using these mimicries to hide his true identity.
Oh, that would be interesting because obviously, you know, if you saw sort of yourself as a different sort of gender, it'd be like really weird. That is an interesting theory. That's nice. I like that.
But I still do think that the Grand Architect is also... I personally think that he is probably also from that civilization.
Yeah.
And they both had the same task, but the GA is... Because both actually want to advance humanity so they survive the elements or stop it, but basically just survive, right?
Yeah.
But the GA's methods are a lot more ruthless, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't really care about the emotions or death involved in that. He just wants them to evolve, and so they basically have the same goal, but the way they go about it is very different. So maybe they are actually both from there. That would be...
I mean, if you think about it, the Fractidus is just sort of like the Grand Architect's Black Shores in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have any home base as we know of, right? I think New Fed is like probably the closest they have to like a home base because apparently, well, as we've heard, right, New Fed is like under a lot of Fractidus control. As the Vice Architect is there, Eris, I think her name is. She's there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be an interesting plot point if you think that the Grand Architect was sent by the same civilization. If that's the case, then does that mean that Rover will unlock this frequency mimicking But then again, that's not the proper forte of the Grand Architect. I'd love for them to expand on that very soon. I need to know more about that.
Another theory I also found very interesting, and then we can also move on, is someone said, what if the Grand Architect is just Robo's manifestation of the fear that he won't succeed with what he has? Like the Frenodians are the manifestation of humanity's fear and despair, so the Grand Architect is just Robo's version of him failing his mission to help humans, and that is the sort of negative version of that.
I mean, it would make sense, actually, right? Because it would make sense, because you can't, well, it's been shown that we can't kill him. We can't kill them.
Exactly, yeah.
And they are basically the antithesis of Rover in a way.
Exactly.
They're like the big bad, right? You know, like the Thanos of the Avengers or something like that. You know,
exactly.
It's the Darth Vader to Luke Skywalker or Palpatine, which however you want to describe it. Because there's no really sort of overarching bad in Star Wars apart from Palpatine, really.
But that's also what I really like about it. Also, I think the GA is so well written because everyone hates him with their guts. And that is just a showcase of how well he or it, I don't know. And that's just amazing writing, really.
Well, there's some good theories, actually. But we're gonna ask the same question now. So, favorite 2.x main story and why?
Oh, that's actually not difficult for me. It might surprise some people, maybe. I don't know. My favorite 2.x story is still 2.2. Califia is also still valid. While Yang Yang is sort of the coolest waifu, but I really like Hardy still the most, sort of as like a character. And it's just because she sort of embodies this righteous knight ideal, which I really like, always like in stories. I'm the classic sort of righteous good guy in RPGs, right?
Yeah.
This is why I really like this. And also that she's basically both, right? The dark side and the good side sort of incorporated.
Yeah.
And even though she was created as the Frenodian's resonator, she still had that positive spark within herself that ultimately made her do the right choice, which is great. And she hates pineapple on pizza, so I really love her, obviously. This quest was also because this was the first time where I really cried badly at this game, like watching it back again, because of that scene at the end, right, when he rams the sword into Fleur-de-Lis, and then like the scene in the sky when they split up and there's the sun in the background. I had this as my wallpaper for so long. It's like with the music together and everything, this just that payoff from all that build up, which was actually quite long. There was a lot that was being built before that, story-wise, and sometimes even you could say a bit dragging because you had to explain so many things to get there. But the payoff in the end was so big for that quest. I really loved it.
Yeah, it was.
I must say that 2.7 was obviously amazing, because it concludes the arc as it is. But 2.2 was still, for me, I don't know. It's just that story was just amazing.
Yeah, I think mine is probably 2.5, but 2.2 I think is like a very, very close second. And then it's probably like 2.7, and then probably like 2.6s, 2.4s. A lot of them are just like quite high, but like the standout ones for me are 2.5 and 2.2. But 2.2 for me personally, at least, was like the story that cemented Wuthering Waves as a game that could sort of break the mold. There's like glimpses, right? You saw the improvement between 1.0 and 1.1 in terms of its presentation. You saw it again between 1.1 and 1.3. It was building something. 2.0 comes out, you start to get the sort of the building of the world again. Obviously, 2.1, nice little filler quest with Phoebe, you know, going fishing. Yeah. And then 2.2.
The fish over there.
Yeah. 2.2, it just hits you out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was
even though it's had this huge build up, and then you're just like, oh my god, this game can actually like get the waterworks going. And
it's crazy.
It was honestly, it's like it was the wake up call for me personally to think, wow, like I'm going to be playing this game, because the more I watched these cutscenes, the more I watched him, the more I felt, the more I just, you know, I was like, oh my god, this is really good. Because even you know, the fight scene at the end, I think from when Rover went into Inverted Tower at the very end, right? He went in, eventually turned upside down, landed, saw Fleur-de-Lis there. That whole sequence was just 10 out of 10 stuff.
Absolutely.
It was such a good payoff to if you paid attention to the lore, paid attention to everything, you'd know the stakes, you'd know the only way is to probably kill them, right? And it was such a good payoff, and the cinematography was amazing. The choreography for the fight as well. Rover using all 3 forms. His brand new
so cool,
arrow form. It was so cool. First of its kind, I think. I'm not going to say in gacha, but in at least the gachas I know of. And in the cinematic at the end, I don't know if you noticed, but when Rover was fighting Fleur-de-Lis, the thing I noticed was Spectral Rover, plunged his sword into the ground, which stagnated Fleur-de-Lis's like ranged attack because of his Spectro outro skill, and then he pulled out his wing, Havoc wing and scythe, and then went after her that way. It was such a good like show of, okay, this is our Rover now, and then how obviously
all these details,
and then and then having Aero Rover deflect the last attack to be like the last thing, like Rover's kind of sort of completed his journey to, you know, face Fleur-de-Lis. I think it was so cool because if he didn't have all 3 of them elements, or not elements, sorry, attributes, because I will get crucified if I say elements.
I know,
attributes.
I've made that mistake. Yeah.
if he didn't have all 3 of them attributes, I don't think he would have won that fight.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I mean, he also had the power of Calafia, obviously, that sacrificed herself, right? Which also is such a cool.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's also always these little details when she said, if I she said if I can save the person in front of me, I'm good enough, or I have used something like that.
Yeah.
Which is so true, because people always think, this is what I like so much about Wuwa also, is like the real life metaphors it has. Like I had entire hours I talked with chat on just the real life meaning that this quest had or whatnot. And also 2.5 was big in that. But like this is, people always think, how do you do good in life, right? And you need to do all these superhero things. You don't, right? You just have to just help the next person you see with just some simple thing, and that's already enough. And you don't even have to do that. Usually it's just enough if you don't do anything bad, right? Yeah. And so I really like the message that 2.2 also gave out, and especially Calafia's entire being as it is. And there is so many good messages that are in this game, very positive. And what I really like is that humanity is actually painted as a positive thing and not a bad thing like it usually is in media these days. That humans are the ones that destroy everything and ruin everything. But in this game, we are the good guys, and I really like that for once.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, because there is so many themes of that in, obviously, throughout 3.0 as well. I mean, in 2.x, that's how you defeat Leviathan, by coming together.
Exactly.
And in 3.x, it's less so, but there's also so many sort of themes about saviors, right? Obviously, Rover and Imeth. Rover telling Imeth, you know, you don't need to be a savior, you just need to be happy. And
exactly. That broke me.
Honestly, that I'm not a dad. I'm only 23, but that line, like, I guess for the receiver, like on the receiving end, it hit hard as well, because it's not just like supposed to go out to like the parents, it's supposed to go out to the kids as well, like kind of relate to Imeth in a way where you just want to, you know, make your parents proud, and then
exactly, works
you
both
just
ways.
get told, you know, they just want you to be happy, even though you get this overwhelming feeling that you just need to do something, and again that goes with the whole savior dynamic and with the whole sort of being true to myself, you know, just saving the person in front of me. It all sort of interconnects, and I love how Kuros, they used to sprinkle sort of the real life metaphors in and all of that stuff in, but they pour it in by the bucket load now, because every single story has to have some sort of real life connotation. Obviously, the latest one with Lucilla, you know, like purpose. Again, there is so many story themes about purpose, whether it's purpose of like trying to fulfill your dreams as a student, or like, you know, as like the chosen one as Cartathea, or as like you know, a surrogate daughter to like basically a superhero. There's so many sort of purpose themes, and it's so
I think especially you're right, especially with Lucia, because you bring her up. also a very big theme is sort of this. If you put on the guilt that you basically killed the other person when they made the choice themselves, which is what she did, right? She agreed to that student going into space, right? And then she put the guilt on herself and the blame on herself that she is responsible for the death, but she isn't. Yeah. This is also what I really liked. I think 3.x so far, the whole High Roy arc really was sort of it was about the human pioneering spirit, right? That regardless of how bad the odds are and what is standing against you, humans will always strive for greatness, right? And always try to achieve something bigger than themselves, which was very much the whole theme of going for the stars regardless of the etheric sea, right? And trying to get through it, and with the Exostrider, or the Strider Gate for that matter, or finding other means to get to space. And I mean, this was also the whole of Mornia's story, right? With making the sky in the High Roy have stars, so people are reminded again that we should actually go for something greater. And this is what I like these metaphors so much, that are sort of, sometimes they are a bit on the nose, sometimes they are more subtle, but it's basically always there. But they're trying to show you what these people actually try to achieve, and you can always relate to it in one way or another.
Yeah, and that's just like Wuthering Waves in a nutshell right there.
Yeah.
It really is. And I guess we'll use that as a segue to go on to your favorite 3.x main story and why.
This is a rough one. Because like the High Roy arc has been just peak after peak, really.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is just crazy. Like all of them were really good. And I thought about this a lot. Especially now after I also played the Edgerunners collab, which was also so amazingly good. I don't know if you want to count it, because it's technically not a main story in that sense.
Yeah, it's an episodic quest. It's like it won't matter in terms of like the main story at all.
But to me, it's the 11th episode of the Edgerunners anime, because it just gives so perfect closure to Lucy's story in the end.
Yeah, and
herself and what she's been through. Just brings it all around so perfectly. It was really so well done. This is how you do a collab, by the way, right? It's just amazing.
100%. Yep.
Yeah. But obviously, I think I must say, especially as a father myself, 3.1 was probably the best. Although 3.3 is really, really close. Because like when I was, it actually bugged out for me on stream, which is kind of funny. The cutscene where we see Amy giving us the cassette kind of bugged out, so it was a bit anticlimactic. But the second I could play that Exostrider first, I was like, wait, I can pilot this huge mech myself? What the hell is going on? This is a mobile game?
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? what is going on here? I was so pumped
good
for that.
Yeah.
It was really good. But yeah, obviously 3.1 is just because the crazy part about 3.1, they managed to, because the concept is actually quite difficult, right? With the causal loop that closes itself with the time, right? And if you have sort of time travel, or even a loop that closes itself with Amy, that's always difficult to portray good in the story so people understand it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not easy, because we are used to linear time frames, like from A to B, past to present, on future. And so this was difficult to comprehend, but they made it so well, or they did it so well, that it really clicked for most people immediately what it meant and what happened. That she went back in the past. And that even made it possible that she could be that synchronous in the first place, right? So basically a causal loop. And that was so well written, really. That's just crazy. I don't even know how. Like the writers for Wuwa are just brilliant. I don't know how they come up with these things, that you write a story like this that perfectly fits into the whole arc, incorporates all the characters, and is still easy to understand. Like, what the hell?
While also having like little to no plot holes as well, because as soon as you involve time travel, it's plot holes galore, loopholes galore.
Usually,
you can get a lot of that stuff, but they actually managed to avoid it quite a bit, which is
time travel is usually when the writer sort of writes themselves in the corner they can't get out of. Right? So then we're just going to time travel, or multiverses or whatnot.
Yeah.
But in Wuwa, it makes a lot of sense with all the dimensions and the sonorosphere. I mean, people have also said that the sonorosphere is basically a cop-out to just have any sort of area in the game. But I think it just makes sense, because
I mean,
in this world, this is possible.
Frequencies,
right? Exactly.
It's feasible to exist, the Sonoro.
Yeah.
I mean, there is literally a Threnodian in like the deepest level of the Somnoir. and sonoros and all this stuff. It's part of, you know, frequencies, and I think
exactly.
I mean, hell, it's a fantasy world, for Christ's sake. You know, you can have whatever you want in it. So it's fine.
But I think also this is an interesting concept to bring up in the first place, like the sonorosphere and the somnoir for that matter, because technically, if we're being honest, technically in a somnoir, every sort of collab could be possible, right? If you think about that.
Yeah.
Technically, everything could be in that. I think they would still choose ones that actually fit the overarching theme, but technically, everything is possible, which I think is pretty cool of a concept to have.
Yeah, I mean,
and I personally really like the whole frequency thing. I think that's such a cool idea with the whole music theme overlaid with resonators, and that is so cool.
I agree.
I really like that.
I agree. I mean, because I think it was like around 1.1 when I started to click, but like all these music buzzwords like tacit and
exactly.
all this stuff. I'm like, oh, hang on, echoes, resonance, frequency. Oh, the tacit mark is like a sound wave. Oh, it all makes sense now.
Yeah, even when they use it then with the
eye-opening.
Yeah, with the dark tide, for example, because the tide is also a wave, right? And sound waves, and like it all plays together. It's so good. Yeah, and also the sonorosphere itself, right? The sonoro, all these things. It's very well done, really. Just quickly, I think 3.1 was really. It's also still the stream that blew up the most, and so many people were there, and they were all celebrating me crying ugly on stream. That was amazing. Because literally, and that's the crazy part, right? That literally Robo said the same things I said to my son once, right? I just wanted to be happy, and that just broke me completely.
No, I understand that totally, yeah.
And because I could relate to this on such a deep level, it's just insane. And I personally really like that they went with the parent-daughter situation there, not just the waifu, right? Because I think more games should do this. Be more mature in that sense that they also have really these parent and children dynamics, because it's really lacking in media. I feel like people are really afraid to go that route, but I think it's good because it shows people that children are actually great, and I think we should have more of that. Obviously, you don't have children just because you play 3.1, right? But it sort of goes to your subconscious that it can actually be beautiful and great.
Yeah,
and so delivery was amazing of that.
I mean, it's there was a growing feeling going into 3.1 that, you know, Imeth was just another wife to collect. Then there was this sort of growing feeling about, well, is this going to be the formula for like all the quests? Because when 3.0 came out, a lot of people criticized it for being like a glorified companion quest with Lene, even though her story ties into Lahairoy's story. Like her backstory literally ties into it completely. And the Mornier one as well, they were criticizing it for that being a Mornier glorified companion quest because you spend the most time with her. But then as soon as 3.1 rolled around, it was like, it just fell silent. And it was just such a big middle finger from the devs. Like, you know what, guys, we've heard you. We obviously pre-planned this way, many months in advance. But it's like they just knew, and then they included Siggy, they included Luke, they included even Lucilla, who we didn't see, even though we probably should have seen these characters in 3.0 for being like critical. For them to be included in there, and then for us to be with Luke and Imeth for like half the story, and then it goes on to us and Imeth, then it goes on to like the tear jerking stuff. It's just like perfect. And it remains my favorite story anyways, because I think I cried on stream, definitely. Well, I didn't actually stream it back then. I only started streaming stories after that because I thought, hang on.
Oh.
These stories are worth streaming. They're worth staying up on like update day and streaming. So I thought, okay, I'll stream from now on. But I recorded it. And because I didn't want to sound like I was crying, like my throat closed up, so after the 2D cutscene where Imeth sends Aleph 1 behind the Strider gate, like I was choking up. You could hear it in some of my words, but I was genuinely choking up so bad. And for like weeks after, I was still sobbing watching other content creators play it, like watching Marco play it as well. That got me as well. it was so well crafted because, again, at the end of it, right, you think, oh yeah, we've got her back, but no, it's just one more gut punch because you got her back, but it's a husk, and that's another sad thing because you see the parents that have kids with these ailments that affect them and stuff, like where they go non-verbal or where they just start to deteriorate, stuff like that. Even people seeing their parents sort of like gain dementia, they become like husks of the former selves, and that gets to them as well. And it's just so well crafted because it doesn't, I wouldn't say pander, but it just, well, pandering is not the right word. I'd say it punches everyone it possibly can, that story. And it's just so good.
I really like that they're trying to, like, I really have the feeling, saying this as my first gacha I played, but I have the feeling that Kuro is really trying to make Wuwa a respected mainstream AAA game as much as they can. You can really tell by the direction they are going. It's really not just so much, I mean, the girls are hot, but it's really not so much focused on just the gooning and whatnot. They're really trying to make a amazing story with really good characters, and even also going outside the box, right, with just a father or like, in my case, father, because I play male robot, a father and daughter situation, which was the first, right, in gacha as far as I know. So really, also, they are not afraid to really do something that might piss a lot of people off. And I guess maybe not a lot, but some were really pissed off that she is actually not another wife they can goon to. She's actually the daughter. Right? But I like this because they're not afraid, and that is good.
Like it is bold to do it, especially with such a big character, such a hyped character, because she was hyped like back then, right? People were theorizing she was the Sentinel Resonator, even though there was no Sentinel, right? She was the Cartothea of Lahai Roy, so that they knew that she was going to be like in the spotlight. So when it got revealed that she was a daughter, it's like, it's such a curveball. And for me, I was like, oh my god, they're doing it. They're actually doing it. They're breaking the mold. Subconsciously, I didn't say that, but it was so nice to see such a refresher. Although I don't know how they can keep doing it in this style of game, because you've got a daughter now. Do you go for a son? Do you go like a son archetype? Do you go for like a motherly archetype? But how does that work? Because
I mean, we have some mummies, right? Obviously,
we do.
Yeah, but
but like an actual like an elderly mother archetype, like
maybe
like if you go back to if Rover goes back home, would there be like some memories of like a mother? I mean, it seems far-fetched, but if they play the cards right, they could do it. Maybe.
But what I actually have been doing is funny, because I have now started to also gathering daughters. Like, for example, Ziggy and Denia to me are just now also adoptive daughters in the game, right? Not obviously, or not canonly or whatever, but to me that just fits so well now. And it's also sort of, I guess, allowed because of Amy. She sort of really, as you said, broke the mold. This is different and other things are possible. And I like this. So now people can have their own headcanons, whatever things they want. But yeah, maybe we see, actually, that's a good idea. I haven't thought about this, but maybe we see Robo's parents, if such a thing exists for his civilization. I don't know.
I'd like to think that it would build on my theory about him being a clone, if they're like implanted memories of him having parents, but he never had them. Like they were like fabricated memories. I mean, I don't know how they'd get that emotional weight per se, but to be honest, I trust Kuro games. If there's one phrase that you want to speak about, like, oh, can they do this? Can they do this? Just trust them.
Exactly.
Just trust them.
I mean, maybe also the first instance, right? The god lady we saw in the very first, in the beginning of the game. Maybe she is designed as her mother, also as his mother or her mother.
Possibly.
Or maybe Shorekeeper, because he actually said my lord.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, it's possible. It's very possible. I mean, nothing's off the table unless it's explicitly said it's off the table, which, to be honest, a lot of stuff isn't explicit.
Yeah, that's what I like. They really can go any direction. But this is also one thing I want to add, because people have been saying, I really like 3.0, because the funny thing was, right, Linnea was having her rerun, I think, was it, or run? I don't know. Roughly when I was at 2.6 or something. And people told me, you gotta pull Linnea, you gotta pull Linnea. And at first I was like, she wasn't really my type of like I only saw the gameplay and was like, oh, I was all right, but I didn't really want to pull her, and so I didn't. Then I played the quest, and now I really regret not pulling Linnea.
She'll come back soon. She's a very high value unit. She'll come back soon. I'm guessing within the next 2 patches she will.
Yeah, because I really started to like her because of 3.0 especially. I really started to like her character because she's this sort of very bubbly, positive girl. That's always down to do some shit, right? And it's just but this is also why it's kind of the problem, right? Because Kuro just doesn't make skippable characters at this point. So
no,
how do you...
not anymore. I mean, to be honest, it was hard enough having to skip because in the 2.4 like live stream when everything was revealed about Septimon at the end, we got the character reveals up to 2.8. So it went I think it was Cartathea Lupa, and then it was Frolova, and then it was Augusta, Yuno, Galbrena, Chuyuan, and Chisa. And I was already set on pulling Cartathea and Frolova. But when I saw Chisa, I'm like, oh my god, I'm saving for her. And she had to come in 2.8 all the way at the end. So even though, to be honest, Chuyuan, Galbrena, Augusta, and Yuno are such fun characters to play, they are so unskippable. Right now, I don't think I'd be able to skip them. Like, if it was my mentality now, I don't think I'd be able to skip them because I was just so hyperfixated on Chisa. But right now, it's like Chisa times 100 for some of these units. Like, I want Qingxiao, like light blue hair, and she's like very sort of flowy. I want Sui Sui, I want Yang Yang, I want Swarming.
Absolutely.
And I want Hisin, obviously, because she's supposed to be the Sentinel. Like, Hisin is just the Sentinel, which is... I don't even know how to pronounce her name. Is it Sin or is it Hisin?
I don't know. We had discussions on this.
Because then again...
Someone said it's just Shin, but...
Jin H-S-I. So would it be like
It would
Shin?
be Shi. Shin, Shin would be.
So it could be Shin. But if she's the Sentinel Resonator, then she's going to be busted as hell. So...
That's the thing, right? Because this is the thing, right? I said the only one I'm not going to pull in 3.5 is going to be Shin. The reason is because of I really don't like the...
You don't like Fox Ladies?
Fox Ladies, right? I'm like complete turn off. Much with Lupa, right? For me anyway. And I always said waifu over meta. But it kind of is the problem that she's going to be a Sentinel, so she's going to be insane.
Yeah. And that's the problem. How's the power scaling going to work on that, considering that we've had Sentinel Resonators, but now we're just going to have a Sentinel? I don't know how that's going to work. But
so
the thing is, the story might convince you as well.
This is the other problem, right? As soon as you play the story, you have to pull them anyway, because it's just so amazing, usually. And I'm probably going to end up pulling all of them, and my wallet's going to be hurting. But
yeah, same. Okay, so now an overall... So, out of all the favorite stories, which is your favorite? So, all of the main stories. I'm assuming it's probably 3.1. Not to put any words in your mouth, though.
Yeah, you would be wrong.
Oh, I'm wrong.
Actually, because someone asked me this in chat yesterday, I think. Yesterday? I don't know. I said, even though 3.1 and 3.3 are the best quests objectively, especially also for me, like as a father, I still value 2.2 the most in my heart, because the Blessed Maiden she just did something to me. I don't know what it was, but that quest was really changed the game for me completely. And at the point when I got to 3.1, even though it's technically the best quest, I would say it's the best quest objectively, definitely. But at this point, I was already expecting the absolute peak. But at 2.2, it was still sort of... I was just shocked how good that quest was. And so this is sort of why it's, I guess, stuck in my mind so much.
Yeah, no,
and I haven't...
Totally fine.
I said this very, very much from 2.2 on, that it's still the best quest. And I haven't moved from that. And still... I mean, 3.1 really is, I would say, the best objectively. But personally, 2.2 just lives in my head rent-free. I don't know.
That's fair enough. I think that's a totally valid answer. I don't think anybody would complain about that. It's not like you're saying.
I mean, this is also the thing, right?
2.6 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, this is the other thing. I actually really liked Yuno's quest, right? People say, oh, it's just some waifu bait with hand holding.
A lot
it
of
doesn't
people
really
didn't
do
receive
anything.
it at the time. They really didn't. They didn't like it.
Yeah, I really liked that quest. So I was so very, very confused when people were like, oh, it's just filler patch. I say this all the time, right? But I really like that because I really like the idea of Rover being like, with the hand holding that you basically pull her out of that chaos realm, right? And that this is the anchor you use with a bracelet, and you have to guide her out of it. And I just really liked it. I thought the idea was really cool. And we can hand holding, obviously amazing, right? With your favorite waifu, yeah. Why not? Also because I had Yuno at the time already. So I've been playing her. So this was just great. I really liked it. I also like that's the thing I want to say. Anyway. It's tough for me to judge which one I think is the best because all the quests are insanely good. I also really like 3.2, for example. I really like Sigrika's quest. I think it was very good. People said, oh, it was just boring. Like, it came between 3.1 and 3.3, so it had a hard time to be.
Yeah, Rocket. So
this is also another thing.
Place, that one.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's also another thing. I think this is good, these slow patches in between, because they are necessary for world building and for building up the stakes. You can't have every quest being the huge explosion that like 2.7 is, for example.
Exactly.
You can't do that because then it's boring. Like if every quest is the same, then it's just boring. You kind of have to have these slower ones or they go a different route, or like 2.8, for example.
Exactly.
To sort of build up a little bit again and build some stakes, introduce some characters or areas, whatnot, that are a little bit different. And I liked it. I really like the sort of slower quests in between because they built that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's essential. Because, again, I talked about this a lot with my audience and how if you had 3.1 every single phase, every single story, it'd get boring. Same story beats. You know, same emotional, manipulative beats, right, all the time. It would just get boring. You need the lulls are what make the peaks so good.
Exactly.
And you just need that sometimes. You know, the reason why you feel like you're going so fast is because you're stationary. You were at one point stationary. So it can be applied to a lot of things in life. Sometimes you just need to slow down. And the stories do that, but they don't like do it in a bad way. Per se, that they do it well. They do take the time, and that's what they need to, because people, you know, expecting 3.5 to be absolute cinema, it can be. There's going to be so much world building. They have to build that, yeah. I think this also, especially when a new area. This also, I really like 3.0 also, right, with Linnea's story, because it was really setting up the entire thing. It was a lot slower, obviously, because you had to set up Star Watch Academy and everything that was involved in that. But like, I don't want to go into a new area and immediately everything explodes. I just first want to know what is actually happening, right? Who are the people? What are the stakes? What are their issues? Why are they doing the things they're doing? And this is why I think this is really important. I mean, yeah, people say filler patch about literally everything. I don't even know why. Or 7 out of 10. I know about that meme. I've been schooled about that. That meme is forever in the community.
Yeah, I know. But no, this is also the problem, right? How do you even rate peak after peak, right? So at this point for me, it's just every quest is so good because the quality is so amazing. They put out with literally like every 3 weeks, or like 6 weeks, I guess, right? They bring out the absolute peak quest, and quality-wise especially. And I don't even know how they do it, but it's just crazy good. And 3.5 is going to be insane, I can tell.
Oh yeah. Because that's how, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you're familiar with a Wuthering Waves patch cycle, it goes high budget, low budget. All right, well, then again, high budget, low budget doesn't really make sense for 3.0, then 3.1. It usually follows the trend of high budget, low budget, high budget, right? So how it worked was like 2.0 was high budget, 2.1 was low budget, 2.2 was high budget, 2.3 was low budget, like in terms of story. 2.4 was high budget, right? We got them 2 stories. 2.5 was low budget, even though the story was good. Obviously, you know, I'm saying low budget like it's like it detracts from it, but even then the stories are good. But that's how these patch cycles work, where it seems as if they put more money into like every other patch. So again, it kind of amplifies the peaks in a way. So
Yeah, absolutely.
3.5 is going to be very good. My expectations aren't like sky high, but they are pretty high because we are getting into a sort of like the game has found its footing in like 2.x. It started to run in 3.0 to 3.4. Now we need to start sprinting. We need to get into some nitty gritty stuff now, and hopefully, you know, going back to Huanglong, we can do that.
This is what I like so much also about 3.x, because it also went a lot deeper into the whole topics with like the Frenodian, like with LF1, right? And now that the GA for the first time actually managed to truly create a Frenodian resonator artificially in that sense, if you want, right? So it is possible. We've learned that. So there was a lot of lore in 3.x so far, really condensed in just like these 4 patches, if you want, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. And 2.x had a lot, but it was still sort of developing what are the Frenodians in general, how do Sentinels work, what does Robo have to do with all these things, and there was a lot more general world building, I think.
Yeah, a lot of groundwork.
So now that we have this, yes, the groundwork, now that we have the groundwork, they can really like start diving deeper into the lore, and I think we will see a lot more of that. So I'm very much, and I still wonder how they were gonna then end the 3.x arc, if it's gonna be as insane as 2.x one, because the ending of Renacida was a bittersweet one.
Yeah, it was.
Like I remember the scene when all the resonators we learned
or
met in 2.7 was standing there waving us goodbye. That was painful to watch, but it was also beautiful.
I to be honest, I almost cried at that. It was like, it felt like an end of an era almost. Because
it was.
Again, when 2.0 came out around like January of 2025, and then going 2.7, was it like, I can't remember if it was like October of 2025. It could have been a bit earlier, because obviously there was 2.8 sandwiched in there. It could actually be even be later in November time, because I think 3.0 came out around Christmas time.
Yes.
So if we're just like maybe do a month back, so yeah, maybe around October, maybe a bit earlier September, but like, you know, 9 months of being in Renacita, like when in all that, like that real life time, you know, you grow accustomed to the world, like you log on every day, oh hi Renacita, do dailies, bye bye, and then to like go from that, it was actually, you know, a bit more of an emotional beat than I think they probably meant, to be honest, but it's good. I think that's good about being at a region for like an entire sort of 2.x sort of cycle apart from 2.8. It's this, sort of mainstay being there.
Yes.
And just having that sort of homely feeling about it, and then having to go.
Yeah, I can only imagine what it feels like, because I played through Renacida in like 1 month, right? So it wasn't as long as it was for you. And even I felt really emotional at the ending. I was like, damn, I really have to go.
I mean, it doesn't take away from the time you spent on the stories, though. So that's
of course
that's
not.
ultimately that.
But still, if you like, as you say, locked in every day for like 9 months, or like mostly, it sort of became a second home you've been in, right? And then it's just gone again. I mean, I still have some exploration to do, but still, Renacida is kind of just over. And it's beautiful, but it's also painful. It's sort of this bittersweet goodbye feeling, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have this with Lahairoi, I guess, now. I don't know if we come back, maybe.
I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it, because everybody's going to want to go to Mongzhou. They're not even going to bother with Lahairoi anymore. Like, oh, but goodbye, guys. We're off now. So my best guess is what they're going to do is they're going to do a segue to basically conclude things in Lahairoi, and then we're just going to go like straight back to Huanglong and then deal with stuff there, and then it'll lead into Mongzhou. And that's my best guess.
Probably,
to be honest, because I think the segue that they did in the 3.3 segue, the Hiyuki one, where she went to Hanami, that was like a good sort of like groundwork for that story in itself. So they've shown that they can do that, so I think that's what they're going to do. I mean, we can't just leave Lahairoi out of nowhere. That would be so weird.
I know, we can just walk away. Gotta be something. All
right, guys, we're off now, bye.
Have a good time.
Not even saying goodbye to anybody either, like not saying goodbye to Imeth as well, like hello, we need to say goodbye to her.
Well, I do think, but that's just a wild guess, because I don't know, obviously. But I do think that we're going to see Amy more often in the future, because she's actually just our daughter in that sense, right?
Yeah. Plus, she can follow us around.
Wherever. Yeah, and she's sort of this. Sometimes, like in the Lucia segue I just played, right? She was sort of this bratty little girl. Also, she has multiple facets, which I like a lot. So I feel like they're gonna use her more. Yeah. Sense.
I hope so. I hope so, because it'll be nice to see Yang Yang and Shawkeeper's reaction seeing them in the flesh.
Imagine we tell Yang Yang that Amy is our daughter. For example, that'd be funny.
So who wants to be the mother then?
Yeah.
But no, I think it'll do very well, but I'm not sure how 3.x, well, the later patches of 3.x is going to go, because again, if Shin is the Sentinel, who's the Sentinel Resonator?
Yeah.
My complete shot in the dark, I think Rover's going to become a Sentinel Resonator. I think he's going to resonate with Shin. And if that's the case,
people have the headcanons already, right? So.
yeah, they're gonna love that word.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're gonna form a connection with Shin, but I think they're going to resonate with them and just sort of maybe gain their attribute, whatever attribute it is. So, Electro or Fusion or Glacio, but I don't think Shin would be Glacio.
I don't think so, yeah.
My best guess is probably either Fusion or Electro, but...
she looks Fusion, definitely, by the color scheme.
She does look Fusion.
We were wrong about that.
But then
before,
again,
right?
people have a go at you for saying, like, oh, this character looks like she's Spectro Electro. Because people thought Suisui was Spectro, but no, she's Glacio. So, like, you just never...
Yang Yang.
You never assume,
Havoc, right?
assume. Yeah, Yang Yang's Havoc, even though she'd be, like, great as Aero, but...
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Like, I was sure she's Aero, but... It's Havoc. I mean, maybe we learned why she's Havoc. Maybe she has a reason for that.
Yeah, that it would make sense, but I mean, it's not that deep, I suppose. But anyways,
probably not.
Next question now.
Yes.
As we all know, the Wuwa community is labeled as toxic positivity. So now I'm going to ask a bit of a divisive one. Your least favorite story.
Oh.
Now, it doesn't mean the story that you hate, because obviously, you don't have to hate a story for it to be your least favorite, but obviously, just the one that that is your least favorite. I mean, it's a straightforward question, I guess.
Well, the obvious one would be Ling Yang's companion quest, obviously.
Oh.
No, I actually thought this was very funny, but only because it was just bullshitting the entire time. But the playthrough was very funny. I'll say that. But the least favorite is a rough one. Well, okay, I'm gonna go with this. Well, you said main story quest, so I can't use 2.1 because I have PTSD in my mind. But Phoebe saying the fish over there, I hear it everywhere all the time. But that's not a main story, so that doesn't count, I guess. The least favorite then would probably be... Well, Phoebe is also not really a main story quest, is it? He had a companion quest, right?
Yeah, it was a companion quest.
It's like this was sort of... It felt like it wasn't even a companion quest, right? It was more sort of a side quest to together.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird, actually. Actually, just looking at the list of characters to remind myself. I can't say companion quest, right? It has to be a main story quest.
I mean, I wrote it down as least favorite story, so I think you could say companion quest.
Okay, but that's kind of obvious. Well, it's not necessarily obvious, but yeah, no, but I think I'm gonna answer both. I think the least favorite companion quest was actually Yinlin, because it was actually, the idea was cool, but it wasn't done very well. I think it was so short-lived.
The doll maker stuff.
The doll maker, the doll maker story. And I like the idea of him with the puppet strings, and the area was all very cool done, but there wasn't really much coming from that. There weren't really any stakes involved in that, which is helping her with. And we didn't really learn much about her or him, like the doll maker. I remember on stream I said I wanted to know more about the doll maker. It was a very interesting character. Like what the hell? What happened there? Yes, that was it for the companion quest, I guess. And the main story quest, the one it's not that I didn't like it, but the least favorite, as you said, would probably be then... Well, 2.3 wasn't really a main story, was it? With Chacona?
Your summer will never wither, I think, is actually counted.
Is it counted as a main story quest?
Yeah, I think so.
While it was cool, it didn't really touch me the way the other ones did.
It's just the
And this
weird
is
formatting.
Yeah,
Because
maybe
when I think you can actually skip it. I don't think when I was like trying to catch up on a second account, I don't think that I had to play it. I think I just went straight from 2.2 to 2.4.
I think because you have to go into the event tab.
Yeah, you have
and
to
click on
actually do
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just go on with the main quest.
Mm.
I guess this one. This gonna trigger Lusty a lot, I know, but because he's his favorite wife.
Mm.
But to me, this is sort of very. I just judged this by which one I didn't think of the most, or like at all, and this was really hers. That was kind of forgettable in my mind. It was pretty well done, but maybe I just didn't resonate as much with it. You know?
Nice one. Because didn't they do that whole sort of like ending thing with it, right? They did like a play, and it had different endings.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you had to like, I think some endings were actually time gated as well. When it came out.
Well, yes. There were still, but also for me, you had to do this within like a day or two or something. You had to farm it, basically.
I mean, they never did that again.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, time getting endings, but it didn't really mean much, and I guess that's that's why it's not as good as the others.
Yeah, to me, I'm gonna be honest, it felt a little bit like a voiced side quest because it didn't really have much or many stakes in it. There wasn't really much. There was a little bit of lore involved in it, but
I think the only thing you could get from it was the Cristoforo and Fenrico, right? That was the only thing. Okay.
It's sad because she probably deserved better.
Kona. She did, yeah.
Kind of a cool character, but yeah.
Okay, I did forget to ask one, and it is your favorite companion quest and why?
Well, the favorite one?
Yeah.
It's probably Carlotta's, honestly. And that's also a reason because Carlotta is also still one of my favorite waifus, if you want.
Yeah.
But I really like her design. The character she displays as sort of this female John Wick, if you want, for the for the Montellis. But I really liked her quest. That was just so cool done with her figuring out about her past, like us figuring that out rather.
Yeah.
And that she isn't actually a true Montelli by that sense, because she was adopted by this very masculine head of the family, which I really liked. I was talking about an hour about masculinity for Francesco, right? He was amazing. And also because he was shipping Rover and Carlotta at the end. That was really cool. Yeah. But of course, also it is obviously Jennifer English does a lot of heavy lifting for Carlotta, obviously, because she's just amazing. The same is also, by the way, true for Cardafia. Like Amanda has, like the range she has to play both, like Fleur de Lis and Cardafia, is just crazy to me still.
Yeah, and just to get like on top of that, it's the vocal range, the range to get them both just talking is crazy. But then to also have like the range to go up and down on both of them is crazy. Like you can have Fleur de Lis like yelling, and then you can have Fleur de Lis like quiet, normal, and then Cardafia yelling, quiet, and like sad and normal. It's honestly, it's like
4-dimensional. So
yeah,
all
it's
directions.
crazy.
Yeah. It is really amazing what she did there. And like even with just I don't know if you have Cardi, I guess you do. Yeah, you mentioned earlier, right? The idol where she fights. The Frenodian fights Cardafia when she does the puppet play, right?
Yeah, the wicked Frenodian.
Yeah, exactly. But she basically does, in that move, she does both at the same time, right? She plays Cardi and sort of deeper voice of Cardafia, and then also with Fleur de Lis mixed in. It's so good. It's so well done. She's amazing. But yeah, this was also but Carlotta's then, especially with the ending, shall we fall together, right? And them dancing, and that, it was just so cool. I really like that. But maybe I'm biased because I really want Carlotta. I hope she gets rerun again.
Hopefully she's not being rerun in a bit, to be honest. But
I think it's been a minute.
Yeah, it was pretty good, and I think it was after Zani's companion quest was the last one, and then I think after that they've stopped doing them.
I know maybe it's a question you have, but it's probably I think the most underrated companion quest. I think personally. Is Zhezhe. I think Zhezhe is how she's pronounced, right?
Zhezhe's companion quest. Yeah, I remember that.
I think that is heavily underrated because nobody was talking to me about this when I was playing the game. I think it was after Shorekeeper, right? When you play her.
It's 1.2, so it'd be after 1.1.
It's 1.2, right? You're right.
Yeah.
The Arcane Artist, right?
Yeah.
And because I really like the idea of a Forte being able to paint so vividly that it becomes reality, I thought this was such a cool idea. And also her quest was so emotionally set up with the ending that she is basically fighting like in court, right? With the dude from that company there, suing them.
Yeah.
And it had such a huge payoff at the end, I think, that she was able to, she had to use her Forte, which she gave up because she didn't want to do it because her parents were just selling her own daughter's Forte for money. It was just crazy. And then she had to do it to save everyone. That was just so cool. I think this is completely underrated, really. That was such a good companion quest.
Yeah.
Nobody ever talks about it.
A lot of them early ones are just so forgettable.
Yeah.
Not like in terms of like insulting, but like it's been so long. Plus, people just, they view companion quests as just companion quests. If they just want main story quests and stuff, they usually skip them if they're playing the game for the first time.
It's crazy to me because I didn't skip anything, but I also understand why they moved the companion quests into the main story quests, and it actually makes sense. It did it very well.
It does.
So it makes sense where they went with it. So I get it.
I mean, that's a good little one to have. Yeah, favorite. Well, most underrated one. I think we have to give a shout outs to Encore's companion quest as well.
Yeah, of course.
Because that one made me feel something at the end when she teared up. That was nice. I liked that one. But
Encore was also
I mean, they are just adding it to the main story quests now, so we get the tear-jerking moments and all that stuff in the main story now, so everyone has to experience it.
Exactly. You can't skip it anymore. You have to cry.
Anyways, on from the story stuff now. We've got, well, you touched on this already, but just a bit more detail. The best sort of Wuthering Waves community experience, aka like best live stream, sort of best thing you've had with the community.
That would definitely be the 3.1 stream. And not just because it was the biggest one, obviously, but really because I actually started very early in the day intentionally. I think I started streaming at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I remember you going live at 8 a.m. I can't remember what day it was.
Your time, exactly.
I saw you go live, yeah.
Yeah, and everyone told me you have to do this quest in one stream. I'm like, guys, have you paid attention? I take forever to play through these. like, all right, okay. And then I think it was a 9-hour stream or something. I actually, I actually didn't take too many notes because I want to get through it, as weird as it sounds. But this was just from the very beginning up until the very end. Everyone was so positive and supportive of me playing through that. Everyone was amazing. We only had to jail chat, I think, twice or something because
I think I was there for the jail
there, I know,
when it started to go to shit in terms of the story.
Yeah. Yes, there was 1 or 2 instances, but most of the time it was completely fine. And I also didn't get spoiled, which is crazy. Shout out to my mods there. They actually were sniping them pretty fast.
Yeah.
And but this was just such a beautiful stream. Then painful at the end, but it was beautiful at the beginning. And because everyone was so supportive, and even now in the board, still everyone's saying, "Man, this was amazing, best streamer and whatnot." And I don't think I'm the best streamer by a landslide, but that's what people say. I'm just so grateful for that this happened. It was actually it was the Sunday before 3.4 came out, so the timing was also perfect. Everyone was waiting for the next thing, and I was streaming this, so everything just came together, and everyone was so supportive.
Honestly, so many people wanted to see so many others play 3.1. They wanted to sort of experience that emotional sort of experience with others. So that's why I think 3.1. Like anybody playing through 3.1 will just get a lot of views. Like, guys, if you're watching right now and you want views, just play through 3.1 if you haven't already on stream. People will watch you cry. They will watch you cry.
Yeah.
They will enjoy it.
But it's also the great thing that everyone is just there, right, for you and with you. And like, I saw so many chatters also saying, let it all out and take your time. You know, we all been there. And like, this was just such an amazing experience. Everyone was so supportive and amazing there. That was really beautiful. Yeah,
shout outs to everyone that was in that stream. I think
I dipped in
for a few times.
I think I saw you. Also,
Yeah, I
that
think
stream.
I was in there. Actually, no, I think I joined at the right time because I joined as soon as I think that sort of like the main plot was over. You know,
Okay.
Sigilum was gone.
Oh
I think,
yeah, right.
and it was just after the concert,
Oh yeah.
and then it all went to shit.
Yeah.
But no, I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah.
I could tell because I saw. I think I watched it back. The sort of your cutscene reactions, and everybody were just being so supportive.
Yeah.
And
It was amazing, really.
if anybody that was in that stream is listening right now, big up to you guys. You've done absolutely
Absolutely,
so well.
yeah. Thank you all for being there and doing this and being so amazing. That was really great. That was still one of the best experiences I ever really had. It was really good.
Brilliant. But next up, okay, just to avoid any cop-out easy answers or flattery,
Okay.
your favorite Wuthering Wave CC that isn't me. Although I'm probably not anyways, but I'm just saying to avoid any easy answers or cop-outs.
I do actually watch your videos, yes.
Thank you.
I haven't managed to stream often for some reason. I don't
know.
No, just don't pop
My
up
stream
my...
schedule is whack. It's like it's either midday on Fridays or just late at night.
Maybe that's why. But I do watch the videos, yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, if it's not you, one of the actually I have two. Can I say two?
Yeah, that's fine.
The other problem is I actually don't have much time to watch other people, but I only checked out the main sort of quests every now and then, but how other people react to it. So I know most of the main big streamers for Wuwa. And my favorite, this is because he's also the one who got me not got me into Wuwa, but I knew him before that, was Marco Meatball, right?
Oh yeah.
Because I knew him from, I think it was Warframe actually. Was reacted to one of the videos, songs for that, and another game. I don't know which one. So this was, it's like his sort of. He obviously has a different area of expertise he can bring into this because of his him being an opera singer. Yeah, so he has a different understanding. Yeah, the analysis of the songs are amazing. I really love this. He's doing this amazingly well. And he also plays all the games now these days. It's kind of crazy. He plays everything. It's very, very interesting. Very cool. And so he is sort of for the technical understanding of it, which I like a lot, music-wise. Because as I said, I played the piano myself. Not anywhere good. I just played a little bit. So this is very interesting to me. But who I actually watch a lot also is Lusty.
Yeah, Lusty,
especially recently. And the funny thing is, I actually usually don't like people that are sort of jumping out of their chair when something is happening. I like these sort of over-the-top streamers. I personally don't like it. If you do it, it's fine, but I don't like it. But for him, somehow I don't know, it just feels genuine. He's just genuinely, truly happy to play this game.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing to watch that. And especially like when he does his streams where he pulls the resonators, it's like 7 hours of him stalling out, right, to do the pulls. But it's so funny. I don't know how he does it. He keeps it funny the entire time. So I really like watching it.
Okay. So slight shift. Well, not a shift, but favorite Wuwa voice actor. Now, I think we all know who you're gonna say, but just confirm everyone's suspicions right now, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a cop-out every single time here because I actually have two, but obviously the main one is gonna be Amanda Risher, right, for Cardifia, because her work is just absolutely amazing, and I have glazed her extensively on Twitter also, and in her own chat. Well, she's doing this with Cardifia. It's really, really amazing, and for the least, I guess. And also because not just her acting as it is, but also because she streams herself, right? Which is very cool. So you can just hop into her stream and watch her. I mean, was it Alexandra Geoff from Cantarella?
Voice actor, yeah.
She also streams now, right? So that's pretty cool. And that's amazing. I like this when they sort of come into the community and also are part of it.
That's what I was gonna say. She's so in with the community.
Yes,
she interacts with the community so much, and I think to have VAs that do that, like Jane, like Alexandra, like Amanda, it's so good for the community because you're having the literal, like, I guess, officials, you could say, of the game, the ones that have the insider knowledge, still being part of the community, still interacting, still, basically wanting to, just be part of the community. I mean, it sounds so simple, but these bigger games, right, where I mean, like, you see like Overwatch, for instance, like Overwatch and their VAs, right? You see the drama that goes on with that sometimes with the character designs. You see in other games where some VAs just get harassed because of their beliefs or whatever. But in Wuthering Waves, it's just the VAs. It's like Wuthering Waves fans are voicing characters, but they became fans after the fact, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the fact that also that, for example, Amanda really plays the game herself, right, on stream, and also streams all the new patches and all that. It's just amazing. And also, like, she gets, anytime she gets tagged on Twitter about someone who posts Call of Fear, she's always there to answer or like comment on it. It's just crazy. But I must say, she's obviously the first one, but who actually grew a lot on me recently, voice acting wise, must say, is Chase Brown.
I agree. I was gonna say.
It's
masterclass with male Rover. Masterclass.
It's so good. I'm actually, like, I remember in Luke's segue, right, when he's asking Rover about his feelings, like the therapy session, right, with his doctor, or what he's going through, and that voice acting. I even made a short about this, just how good it was. That voice acting from Chase there, this was so good. It really, just that one line he said. Just the line, how he delivered it, actually made me cry. And I said to Chad, I never had this happen to me, that just the delivery of the line would make me cry. But it was so good. He has really been killing it recently.
I mean,
so good.
There's three things that come to mind. There is his monologue when Husk Imeth is on the bench. Yeah. And he's basically talking to her / himself.
Oh, yeah.
There's his sort of conversation with Hiyuki before he goes into void space.
Yes. That was very good.
It was a bit of a short one, but in 2.7, when Galbrenner shot Carter Thea, could like hear the rage in his voice. I think that one was really, really good as well. But I just think overall that, I mean, even Jane as well, but Chase, the way he's delivered male Rover's voice lines in the past few patches, like, I want Rover to speak. I want absolutely. Rover to be their own character. I don't want to be pressing dialogue options anymore. I just want to hear Rover speak.
Yeah, same. I actually hate this when this happens now. I'm like, let him talk his line. I don't want to click anything.
Yeah, have him
speak. I mean, I can't talk on the female Rover. How Jane, I guess she's doing amazing. I don't know because I play male Rover, but that's why I said Chase Brown. But I guess she's also doing a great job.
Yeah, I played female Rover up until 2.3, and she was doing a good job as well. I mean, I've seen clips of obviously female Rover, so again, but even she interacts with the community as well. So I think you have to for that.
Yeah, I know that funny clip of her being on Amanda's stream when female Rover was saying the classic line, "This is my testament," right?
Yeah.
And then she was actually doing it live, and it was perfect. It was very well done. I was actually surprised because, like, I always assumed they would do this line maybe 3-4 times and then it's done, right?
Yeah.
But she actually knew it perfectly by word what she would say there. It's crazy. Very funny.
I mean, that's just dedication, isn't it? To know your character's voice lines by heart to a degree.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great. Now this one's a shift. We're going on to the future now. And we've touched on the future characters, but what are your thoughts on these new unskippable units? So I guess I'll ask you to rank them. So we've got 6. We've got Yang Yang, Sui Sui, Jingran, Qingxiao, Xin, and Swarming.
Yes. So well, the two sisters are hard to rank between 1 or 2, right? As Yang Yang and Sui Sui. I like to call her Sushi because I'm too bad at pronouncing it correctly.
Sushi. Yeah.
Yes. And I must say, I really, really like Yang Yang's new design. It's so good. It's really amazing. And especially also her.
I think her design in game looks better than a drip market. I think it's really hard to do that because honestly, like, the drip market arts are so good, but the gameplay reveal in game, like, she looks so much better.
It's amazing. But what I must say though is that I really love Sui Sui's kit. It looks so good when she's doing this dance, right? This traditional Chinese dance or whatever it is. I don't know what it's called exactly.
Fans.
Yes, with the thingy, and the ult looks so good. And so this is gonna be a rough one to rank both of these. I mean, these are the easiest pulls in my life, both of them. So, but if I had to choose, I gotta obviously rank Yang Yang higher because she's my OG wife.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's then 1 and 2, and then right after that comes Jingzhao. What's Jingzhao? Is that correctly pronounced? Right, Jingzhao. Because also looks absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't know anything about the kid or her story, so we're just going by what they look like.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that design is really amazing. I really like the it's all blue, but light blue.
It's like a smooth blue. Like it's not like a
smooth blue,
like a neon blue. It's like a very sort of like easy on the eye blue. Very there's this sort of theme around elegance with these characters. At least a few of them. Right, even Shin, right? That there's like sort of like flowingness about them. Obviously, Jingran and Swarming are different, but for like these characters, right? Sui Sui, Yang Yang, it's all very elegant, very sort of flowy. You know, I mean, I guess that's just like traditional Chinese in a nutshell.
This is what I was gonna say, yeah, because the Asians have a especially Chinese, I guess, but also Japan, I think. They view the feminine as sort of a ethereal being, almost like a muse, right? And you can really tell by their design of the women in this game, especially when they are from the traditional Chinese regions. They have this sort of ethereal elegance to them. And I really like that. It's really my thing. And so this is why they are so beautiful to me. And you mentioned Shin. She's also, I like her design a lot, like of the what she's wearing and whatnot. Really cool design. I'm just really, like the tail is just a...
Disable the fox ears and the tail, and then it's a must pull for you, I bet.
Yeah, someone actually made exactly. Someone actually made an image where he removed the ears. And I was like, it's perfect. It's really that this is really the thing I get hung up on, but that's just what it is. So, but yeah, so Jingzhao would be the third one. Absolutely amazing design, and then actually comes Jingran. I think he looks really cool. I really like this sort of with the hoodie, right? That sort of
he looks like
thievy design.
Yeah, it looks like he's ripped straight out of, if you know, a game called Thief.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks like a lone, I don't know. It's like a prison warden, like lone wanderer with a lantern. Yeah. Like the dude just goes out in the dark searching for like zombies or something. It's like that sort of classic stereotype. But he looks cool. He looks a bit like if Rover and Chu Yuan had a baby.
Yeah, someone said, what if it's Yang Yang and Rover's baby, basically?
Another lost child.
What I was thinking, what if Jingran is the kid from Ishuan's showcase that he was mentoring?
Possibly. It'd be nice to have that sort of like that callback.
Yeah, I think that would be cool, actually. And then a sort of an interaction between the two, you know, that he's now grown up. I mean, Ishuan didn't really age then, but then again, Resonators don't age the same.
No, you get to a certain point, and then you just like stop aging, don't you?
Yeah. So it could work, and I think it would be actually probably a very cool story if we learn more about that.
I mean,
I really like this design.
Chu Yuan as well, so that's great.
Yeah, exactly. The Master Aura farmer, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the fourth one, and then the name Xiaoming? No,
Swarming,
exactly. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the red-haired one.
Yeah, the redhead. I think the design is pretty cool. Actually, I don't know. She seems like, I mean, the colors kind of give away a little bit of a Fraxidus, maybe.
Yeah, the red hair is very like almost like a blood red, like a vibrant blood.
It's like Yinlin, right? Like the daughter, pretty much.
It's like baby Yinlin almost.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
But I think her drip market said that she's like a prison warden or something, or like
something
gave
like
away
that,
something like that. So hey, she could be the one that was supposed to keep watch of Scar.
Maybe.
And then he got away. So
yeah, I'm just so curious about the storylines behind these characters. Obviously, it's going to be insane again, but they look so cool. I really like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, but Shin then I would actually rank her last because of the ears and the tail. But if she didn't have them, it would actually be probably second or third.
Oh wow!
And of course, it's Sentinel, right? So I might probably just pull her just because of that.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I do this financially, but there we are.
Neither am I. We're going to have to start pumping out videos by the bucket load to try and fund this.
Yeah, I have to make more videos, yeah. Guys, can donate to us, please?
Yeah, guys, send all the super chats into all of our streams. We need the money.
Exactly.
But I think how I'd rank them is probably Sui, Swarming, Yang,
oh, okay.
Xin, Qingxiao, Jingran. Even though that top 5 is like so close, I would just. But if I had the choice, I'd put them all just as joint first.
Yeah, they're all pretty much all same level.
And then Jingran comes after, because even though he looks good, I'm just not a male puller.
Yeah, I get that.
I didn't pull Luke. I didn't pull Zhu Yuan. Obviously, I got Zhang Liao for free. Okay, second to last question now.
Yes.
How excited are you for 3.5?
How big is the scale? 100 out of 10 or something? I don't know.
1 to 10.
Okay, yeah. No, personally, probably the most I was out of all the areas we had so far, because I really like the sort of. I always like the sort of traditional Chinese style, but now incorporated with these cyborgs, right? We saw in the thingy they put out.
The Zhuang Fang trailer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the trailer. But like with cyborgs and sort of sci-fi together mixed with that. That's such a cool idea. I really like this. And I said before, the AleXXor arc was sort of a bit more, quote unquote, Western from the design of it, right? With like the academy and how the resonators looked. It was a bit more Western, and now we're going back to the traditionally Chinese style. I really like that. That looks so good, and I can't wait for it.
Neither. I think it will also pay homage to like people that paid attention in the 1.x stories as well. So that just adds to it as well. Plus, you know, the players that haven't returned to Huanglong in ages is going to be nostalgic. It's just going to be like this almost needed return to where a lot of people were, you know, weren't paying attention back then. So they finally get this sort of like this, not this redoing, but like they get told again, and it will just make a lot more things make sense, I think. Yeah. And I'm actually not sure if. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if is it just Overthrax? Is it Overthrax for Huanglong, or is it Overthrax for just Jinzhou? Because if not, then obviously that means there'd be a new Threnodian for Mengzhou.
That's a good question. I think it was mentioned that he's the frequency of the weapons and war, right? From Jinzhou's. I think Jinzhou's past wars. I could look it up myself. It fell off the frequencies of weapons and war in Jinzhou's past war. Yeah, it became thus the Threnodian. Yeah. Yeah, so there's probably going to be a new one then.
Okay.
I guess.
It'll be interesting because
sorry.
It'd be interesting because would it be like a sort of, as we know, the enemies are like sort of like mechanical, not like AleXXor mechanical, but kind of like this sort of like mystical mechanical sort of thing. So I guess the Threnodian could be something about that, but I don't think the stakes will be higher than AleXXor, because
I guess not,
you can't really have higher stakes than a Threnodian that's already won and devoured civilizations. You can't have more stakes than that. But
probably not.
They can do it in different ways.
But also, do you need it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think you need like world-ending stakes every single time.
Yeah, that's
because again, the whole reason why the Eye story worked so well wasn't because of the stakes, but because of the connections rather than the stakes.
Exactly.
So I think as long as the villain Threnodian, hell, there might not even be that much of Threnodian. It might be Fraxidus stuff. It could be.
Maybe it's even something completely different. Yeah,
it could
be. It might not even be a Threnodian.
They could break the mold with their stories, right? We've been facing Threnodians all this time. Well, now we're going head to head with the Fraxidus for once. Like it'll be directly targeting their operations. Who knows? We actually don't know yet.
Maybe it's also just an AI, for example.
It
I mean,
could
that would be
yeah,
a
it could be
classic
like an AI controlling the those mecha
cyborg machines,
yeah.
thingies, whatever they are. Yeah.
I don't know what they're called, but it looks promising.
I mean,
It
that would
really
be
does.
that would also be an interesting story. I mean, many games and movies have done with that story of the AI going crazy, but maybe looking at it more from a frequency standpoint and the frequencies that AI maybe has or how it is being influenced. Probably the GA is going to have some hands in there as well, I guess.
Yeah.
But there could be something to explore there, really, for sure. I mean, maybe it's also something completely different, but it's definitely going to have to do something with some sort of mechanical thingy, right? Because we saw this also in that bird in the very beginning that was half organic, half mechanical. I'm sure they're going to do something with that, which is, I think, very much PGR coded. Now, I haven't played PGR, but I saw some of the, I saw some of the trailers for it, like music trailers. And a lot of it was with that. So maybe they got some writers from there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it does look promising, and that's the main thing. That's all we can say for now. Because you can literally go on for hours about theory crafting from the little stuff we've got, right? You can talk about anything, but it'll be to no avail. It's fun, but it's to no avail. I mean, I'm sure people would love to listen to content creators yapping about Wuwa theories for donkey's years. But no, as long as it's promising from what we've got now, I think that's totally fine.
Yeah. No, and I'm really looking forward to it because I really like the design of it, sort of the mixture of both these things. And judging by how well they've done so far, I'm sure the story is going to be amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah, maybe learn more about Robo or his homeland or whatnot, or of the GA maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I was going to say. And I'm hoping that we get some big lore reveals as well. Because we need to start. Abraxas, hello?
Yeah, address me, right? The elephant in the room.
Address the big Abby-sized elephant in the room. Address the Grand Architect's, proper forte. Address Rover's, her civilization. Address all this stuff. It needs to start coming together, I think. And hopefully...
Yeah, I think they gotta pull up a little bit. This is maybe the only... Well, I have only two negative things about Wuwa. I think. One is there isn't enough skins. That's definitely a big thing. Or at all. Right? That's definitely something I keep yapping about every time. I keep bitching about that.
I think don't take my word for it, but I think there could be skins coming because we're overdue for summer skins, right? Because I think what they were planning on doing was they gave us the Carlotta and Changli one in 2.4 last year. So if they want to do like 2 every year for summer, we are overdue. So
I mean that's coming quite obviously, I'm pretty sure. But also
I just want like Jinshi level skins as well. I just really want more skins like that.
This is one thing. I think they gotta go out and about with some skins, but I also want, for example, some simple recolors for just a few bucks. For example, like Gabrena's white angel form she had in 2.7, or even Carlotta's dark form from her companion quest. You already have the asset. Just give me that for like, I don't know, $7 or something. You don't even have to change the animations. I just want the recolor. Yeah. For me personally, that's all I need. But I guess that's not really how Kuro does things. They always go massively with everything. So
they always go above and beyond. They're not going to be like, we're not giving you a recolor. Screw that.
Yeah, you're not going to do a recolor. Are you crazy? Yeah. Whether we go full out with the skin or not.
Yeah, we're not doing low effort around here. No, screw that. I mean, imagine how much money they could make just by reselling the Carlotta altar form. Like, they could make a couple hundred.
Amazing. Absolutely. Or Gabrena's one, right? The white one as the actual angel. That would be so good.
I'm pretty sure there's been more as well. More altar forms as well. Lupa's,
form, right? With the white dress from before the lament happened, or before the meteor happened, rather. That would be amazing if she had that, for example. But yeah, the other one is, I understand why it's happening, but I think that we can pull ahead a little bit faster with the actual lore of the overarching problem, right? With, for example, with the lament, what we do about, because so far we have been finding Frenodians, which is actually not solving the problem at the root cause, because the Frenodians are technically a result of the laments that are happening.
Yeah, they're a byproduct. We're not
byproduct of it. Thank you. So we're basically not solving the problem actually at its root core. Same with the civilization or with the GA. So I want to have more lore that goes deeper into these topics. So and this was sort of my negative thing was in 2.x, it was a bit, there wasn't really much with that, which makes sense because we were establishing the world building and the lore. I get that. But now that we have established all that, I wanted this to pull up a little. And also get a bit deeper into all these topics that are basically looming over us. And of course, Abraxas is the big one.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, because Abraxas couldn't really be developed with the way that they were going in the High Roy. Because obviously, if a Threnodian, a Solaris-bound Threnodian, aka Leviathan, would recognize Abby, then I don't think the embodiment, the Void, would, because they're from like somewhere else, right? They're not of Solaris, so they wouldn't. So I think now, going back to Mongzhou, this is the perfect time, because if Abby's theorized that they were a Threnodian at one point, because they've got like 3 tacit marks. They've got 2 in their eyes and then 1 on their head. So, like, people theorize that they were once a Threnodian, or like they're an embodiment of one. Like, a Threnodian could be trapped inside Abby, like an eternally hungry one, kind of like AleXXor, right?
I mean, have you looked up what the name Abraxas means?
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah, I haven't. Okay, it's I think it's from wasn't Christian, but it was an old religious one, and it basically means the god of gods. It's like the god above all gods. That's what Abraxas, the name, actually means. Sort of the super god, if you want. I don't know where it exactly came from. It was an old religious or mythological thing. But that's basically the meaning of it. It is sort of the super being, if you want, and which is very interesting for Abby, right? I wonder if it's. I guess there's no coincidences in Wuwa, right? It all has a meaning. So I guess
it does.
Maybe he's sort of the incarnation also of both. That he is the Threnodian and the Sentinel, as a good and bad both together, and he can sort of choose. I don't know. There could be many theories where this goes. But the fact that he also was with Robo from the very beginning, right? As Shopkeeper said, and he doesn't remember anything from before that.
Just like Rover, yeah.
Yes, so maybe he's also from that civilization, or what if he actually created that civilization in the first place? Who knows, right? And he's just now going with Rover to help him in his ultimate goal.
Rover's like top dog boss is actually inside him the whole time.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny, I think, actually. I mean, who knows, right? But that is sort of the elephant in the room we are just not addressing. Like, Rover also just like, well, whatever. Let's move on. I want to know what happened there. Why did he call you Abraxas? What do you know about this? Let's
it's so weird. It was so weird. I was just fine with that afterwards.
Yes, it was like, all right.
But hopefully, because Mongzhou is like the perfect place to do it. It's honestly the perfect place to expand it, because you've got a new Threnodian now. You've got all this new stuff. You've got new ground now.
Yeah.
Let's hopefully try and expand it. And I'm excited for whatever comes, 100%.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty sure that we definitely, maybe not all of it, but we're definitely going to learn something about Abby there, because it really fits with the area, as you say, and it's also really overdue. You can't really drag this out any longer, where Robo just acts like he forgot about it. We kind of have to talk about this or figure something out what he actually is, like Abby.
I mean, so, maybe Shin recognizes them.
Maybe, yes.
I mean,
that's a good point.
If they are a Sentinel incarnate, then they'd be able to actually communicate with Rover properly. So they'd be like, oh, well, your companion, I recognize them. They were from, and then Law Dump. And that'd be fine.
Yeah. Exactly. But I do think we're definitely going to find out a little bit more, at least. I mean, obviously, considering that what Solon said they planned for 10 years, right, with Wuwa?
Yeah.
Story-wise, so obviously you can't like drop everything in the first 3 versions. It's gonna go a lot longer, but you gotta give us some sort of carrot, right? They drag us along with.
The carrot on the stick needs to be in front of us at all times. Yeah. Okay, and last question.
Oh, okay.
So this is about you now. Any big plans for content in the future? So of course, this video is going on both of our channels. So I guess it's for both of our audiences, but this can also be for yours as well. Hello, AleXXor's audience. If you've made it this far.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have now obviously like before that, before Wuwa, I was a variety streamer. I streamed all sorts of games. But considering how lovely the community was and that I just can't get tired of this game, I have been playing it every day for like 3 months now almost. I have now obviously decided to be a official Wuwa content creator if you want.
Hey.
So yes, thank you. So this is what I'm gonna do mostly. I will also stream other games. For example, I had my audience asked what they want to see me play next, and it was Near Replicant, which I haven't played yet. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's gonna be sort of in between. We will always do Wuwa mostly, and then some other games.
Yeah.
So there is still some. I still have to catch up on a lot of exploration quests and side quests. I want to actually go through my entire quest list. I probably can't do it before 3.5, but
definitely
we'll
not. No. There's so many. And there is so many.
There's gonna be hologram streams, of course. I still have to do all of them. Most of them, I should say. Some I may not be able to do. We'll see. But I'm very much looking forward to it because I actually really like this, and this was so funny when I did last time. I'm completely under-leveled. I think I had level 70 resonators at the time, and not even a fully set up team. It took me like 2 hours to do I think a level 3 or 4 hologram or something, and chat was bitching at me, you need a better team, I'm like, guys, just let me cook, all right? I actually did it. But I kind of like sort of this challenge of doing this completely under-leveled.
Oh, don't worry, you'll feel under-leveled when you get to like the Rinasita and Lahairoi holograms. Even when you're max level, they are tough.
Yeah.
I tried to I think Sigillum came out in 3.3.
Oh yeah.
I have S6 Yuki. I tried to solo them with S6 Yuki, and I couldn't. It was so difficult. I was even offered money incentives, and I still couldn't do it. So it's they're really hard. They are really hard.
Yeah. So, but I'm not gonna claim that I'm gonna do all of them. I'm just saying that we're gonna do hologram streams for sure because people have also asked for them. And then you can laugh at me failing for 2 hours. People enjoy this apparently. And what I will also do outside of the streams, what I have been doing already, and which I'm going to do more, is obviously lore videos, because obviously, right, with all these notes and all the things, I really like this. But there's a lot in my backlog I still have to talk about. Like a lot even in 2.x that I haven't talked about, right? And so there's a lot more lore videos coming, so you can look forward to that. Yeah, I am now, I guess, mostly a Wuwa streamer, and I'm actually enjoying that.
Yeah. Welcome. You are officially, well, I'm not really the one to give anything, but you are officially integrated into the Wuthering wave space now. So
I'm now a Kuro bot. Kuro
Kuro Chum, Kuro bot, Kuro dog, whatever they want to say, whatever they are. But no, all it is now is just keeping up with everything and just enjoying it, enjoying the ride.
Exactly. That's also the beautiful thing, because especially like yourself as a content creator, this game is actually amazing because there's so much new content coming out all the time.
Yeah.
In short span, so you always have something to talk about, and that's just amazing. Yeah. It's actually rough to keep up with the exploration. I still have so much to do. I'm so behind.
You'll get there. You'll get there. I mean, with the features that they give out, like the bike and the wings and stuff, it's a lot easier.
It's a lot easier. That's true. Jinjo is probably going to take me a while until I have this 100%.
Jinjo is the hardest because of the scattered chests.
That's the hardest one.
The scattered chests suck. They really do.
Yeah, they are very annoying indeed.
Like, I've still not 100%ed Jinjo. I've got like 2 missing chests in like 2 regions because you need to find the rocks that you can break, and the sensor, like the chest mapper, the loot mapper doesn't sense the chests. So you actually have to find the rocks, and sometimes they're just so hard to find.
I might just never 100% Jinjo. Who knows? We'll see. Depending on how much time.
And High-Ride. Yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah, that's definitely coming. I mean, I already have a bunch in. I think High-Ride. I actually have most of them already.
Yeah. I mean, it's so good with the bike to just explore. So I don't blame you.
With the you can just jump to them most of the time, and you don't have to like farm a million chests.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier. So they made it easier to do that.
Makes you wonder what they're going to do for Mangzhou. I think they might keep the bike, actually. If it's a futuristic sort of city, then I think they might keep it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do.
I guess, I guess personally, with 4.x or something, I assume we're going to go to a new federation at some point. I guess we're going to have cars at that time.
Yeah, and my best guess is that, I just hope that the bike liveries work on the cars as well. That'd be great.
Yes, otherwise it's going to be expensive to buy new ones again.
Yeah.
And at some point, I think maybe 5.x or something, we're definitely going to get into space at some point. I would really like to see some spaceships and some space battles.
Some like Starfield stuff going on.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, maybe that's too much to ask. One thing that I also want, I don't know if that's going to happen, but what I really would enjoy is some sort of base building. But like,
insane. Like housing for like the characters.
Like a housing, yeah. You have your own
base,
sort of house, and you can decorate it inside, or maybe put stuff in.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
obviously the cool thing would be if you could also. I think someone said they did in some sort of event or something.
There was an event recently. I think it was in 3.1, where there was this like celebration. I think it was like the Lunar New Year event type of thing, but it was in like in a sonorosphere of like a mansion, and like you had all your companions in there. You could like drink with them and stuff. It was such a good event, and I'm so mad it's not permanent. I'm so mad.
Yeah, that's really painful for me now.
But
if they already have this, I mean, it's not far to actually put this sort of in some sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, Robot doesn't really have a home, obviously, but he can make some areas his home, I guess.
I mean,
you can buy a house or
build
something.
An apartment outside the Black Shores. Have everyone.
For example, build something in the Black Shores, and you can invite all your waifus in. I mean, that'd be peak. Yeah.
Rover Towers.
Yeah. Yeah, for example.
Yeah, well...
Then park your car outside.
Exactly. Get the car and the bike in the garage and stuff like that. That'd be great.
I mean, some point down the line, if the game keeps growing as it is, I mean, sure, why not, right?
Surely. I mean, there'll be so many characters that you'll have to do something about them. But yeah, no, that is it. It's been quite a bit, actually. Over 2 hours, so I am sorry for keeping you that long.
No, it's fine. I'm known for yapping a lot. I mean, that's what I do and stream all the time.
Well, that is just brilliant. That is what that is what I like to hear, because that's just good for a podcast. But,
I mean, there's also so much to say in this game, and everything that happened so far. And the crazy part is that it's just the beginning, right? That's what's shocking me. This is still like the whole 2.x, as we said, was still mostly just set up. Now we're actually going into the nitty-gritty of things. That's crazy. And I'm happy that I managed to be here right on time, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, perfect timing.
Actually is, yeah.
But yes, I guess if you guys have made it this far, then thank you all so much for just watching. What do you guys think? Is this a feasible series to do? If it is, then let me know who I should get on next, if I have that polling power. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Alex, if you have any closing words?
Well, I have a recommendation who you should get on.
Yeah?
I do this. It's Amanda, obviously.
Amanda. The thing is, though,
she's always down.
She's always down, definitely. But I don't want to be the guy that asks her the same question for the 50th time.
I think that's normal as a VA.
True.
I guess that's fine.
I mean,
but
again,
I think...
the community questions might help with that if I get that segment going as well. I think that.
That's probably. Yeah, that's actually a very cool idea that you ask the community what they want to know. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah. To answer the question, closing words. Again, I'm just very, very grateful for all of you that have been here and have welcomed me so beautifully and with an open heart in this community. That's just beautiful, and I'm glad to be here. And I will be here to yap a lot more and write down a lot more in the future going forward as well. And yeah, so off to 3.5, I guess. I'm very, very pumped for it. And also thank you, Neon, for having me. It's truly an honor. Because, as I said, I just came freshly into this community. Already people are inviting me. That's just amazing. So thank you very much for that.
It's been an honor to have you on. That's what I meant. The honor's all yours. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute blast. I've enjoyed yapping. But yes, thank you all so much for watching again. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. I don't know how to outro these things. So,
me neither. No idea how to do that.
But yeah, bye-bye for now, guys.